Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, November 6th, and today we will cover the trades for, some YieldMax funds, MSTY, HOOY, ULTY, and PLTY, and then some others. And of course, I did not get to announce the distributions yesterday, so I will go over the GuesstiMania results probably towards the end. And yeah, that's it. All right, let's get to it. Bitcoin is blah for the most part. Let's check it out. It's at 103, chilling. It looks like it hit 101 at 6 o'clock yesterday, and then boom, 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 went up to 104, and now it's back to 103. So, like I said, blah. All right, now. Real quick, I just want to talk about YieldMax in general, because I did jump on the Wolf Spaces for a little bit, and I heard Michael Coe talk about Biggie, which kind of reminds me, just to want to remind people that there are other funds, right? I know we're so consumed with the high yield ETFs, right? Because they have the 80%, 100% yields. That's pretty much the single stock tickers for the most part. And then you have the ULTYs, the YMAXs, yeah. And then, even the feet and 5 are pretty popular. Zero DTE are kind of popular. And then the, Chippity Doodah, LFGY are also well known. However, nobody talks about YieldMax Target 12 ETFs. So I just wanted to give it, just remind people that they are out there. I know you don't think of Target 12, right? 12% is not really high yield, but if you go out in the normal world, with the normal people, right? If you tell them you're getting a 12% yield, they're going to be like, oh my God, that's a scam. There's no way. So think about it, right? Now, if you look at, the funds that are paying 50% yield, 60% yield, 70% yield, and you're trying to live off that and you're not reinvesting it, obviously, in the long run, you're probably going to hurt your overall just capital sitting there. But a fund that pays 12% that's actively managed, 12% in my eyes, super doable. So, again, it's just a thought. If you could live off 12% of your income, there are obviously funds like this that are available, and it says like Biggie, for example, they invest in 50 large companies, right? Whatever that means. But obviously they have, go down here. I know, again, it's not the sexy ETF. It's not the popular ETF, but, obviously Apple, Nvidia. So, you're pretty comfortable for the most part owning these suckers here. And then also I just wanted to pull up a chart, because again, I've been using the stock analysis tool. I don't know if you guys can see the proper view. If I pull up Biggie, Soxy, and Renty, they're the Target 12s, which, by the way, I think they are launching the Target 25s. So if 12 is not enough, 25s will be out. But the 12s since April, and I know April was at a diff, so this may not be, the best example. We could look at a 3-month maybe. Let's do a 3-month, because we don't want to take the April dip, because obviously everyone's pretty much from April, up from April. But 3-month, Soxy's up 20%, Biggie's up 9%, and then Renty is the only one that's kind of like lacking here. They're up 1%. So again, just to give you guys an idea. And of course, if I do hit max, yeah, it's going to look even better. But again, that started April. So, take it for what it's worth. That is total return. If we take price return, we could see, let's see, stock price. No, I don't want stock price. I want stock price change. Okay. So this is this is not total return. This is just stock price. So you can see Soxy's, went up 53%. Biggie went up 23%, but Renty did go down. Over the past 3 months, Soxy up 15, Biggie up 5, and Renty down 2. So again, I just wanted to point those out because, they're doing well, right? Again, it's not easy to pay you out a 50 to 100% distribution yield and stay capital flat right? If you're not reinvesting any, you're not going to, get the advantages of, the compounding and whatnot. I know, boring stuff. Let's get to the freaking file, right? All right, so here's the file. Good morning, everyone in the comments, by the way. I did see someone just send me, I think that's CA $2, whatever that means. But either way, thank you very much, Vladdy71. It's very much appreciated. Good morning, all. Good morning, all. All right, so let's get moving here. So here's the new file. Again, I kind of update things as I go. Assets under management. I'm not talking about that right now. Let's just go to the daily compare. This is where we compare the underlying to the ETF, just to see how it did perform. Again, yesterday was declaration date for Group 2. Group 2 is Group 2 holds the covered call, the individual covered call ETFs, shall we say. So yesterday was not bad, but again, the day before was horrible. So you would have thought, yeah, there's going to be some recovery, but MSTR did recover a little bit. They went up 3.24%. MSTY was able to capture all of that and then some. So MSTY actually went up 3.29%. Really, really good, actually. NVIDIA went down for the day. They went down 1.75%, and NVIDIA went down 1.76%. So they pretty much went down with it. Coin, they went up 3.9%. Coney captured pretty much all of it at 3.85%. And let's go to Tesla. How did Tesla do? Tesla went up 4%, 4.01. Tesla captured 2.99, so they missed out on a percent there. Palantir, they went down. Yeah, they keep going down, surprisingly. Of course, when I'm trying to, buy it in the Roddy fund, but hey, whatever. It's not really going down too much. It went down 1.49%. PLTY went down 1.4%. SMCI, how you doing? Horrible day for them. They went down 11.33%. SMCY, horrible day for them too, man. They went down double digits. They went down 10.32%. Wow, $12. That really sucks. All right, Amazon, how you doing? They went up 0.35%. AMZ captured that and then some, 0.46%. Robinhood had a good day. Wow, they went up 4.15%. And HOOY captured 3.62% of that. That's good stuff, right? AMD, how you doing? They went up 2.51. AMDY captured 2.17. GDXY, they went up 3.5%. I'm sorry, GDX went up 3.5. GDXY 2.97. Meta went up 1.38, and Phoebe went up 1.44. Good job, Phoebe. All right, Google it. Just Google it. They went up 2.41%. GUI went up 2.15. Not bad, brah. Netflix, damn, $1,000 share. Who can afford that? Imagine doing options on that. Yeah, okay. They didn't. Well, they have a reverse split, I believe, right? They're coming up 10-1, 12-1 reverse split, so it's going to be affordable soon, maybe. They went up 0.5%. Nestle did not move for some reason, but whatever, it is what it is. Apple, they went up barely anything. They went up 0.04. Apple did not move. Okay, that's very unusual. We'll just trust the spreadsheet's working. Microsoft, they went down 1.39%. MSFO went down more. Unfortunately, they went down 1.63. IBIT went up 3.04. YBIT went up 2.93. Not bad there. Mara went up 3.07%. Maro went up 2.6%. The Qs went up 0.65%, and ULTY beat the Qs, and they went up 1.82%. So not bad there. I also did pull up. Some people do want to see the comparison still of the MSTR, the various funds. So the winner for yesterday was MSTX. Obviously, they're a leverage fund, double leverage, so that's no surprise. The second winner, second place, goes to MSTW. Also, they have leverage. Makes sense. MST, third, leverage. Okay. And then after that, MS2, they kind of have leverage. So they're up there too. They went up 3. And then MSTY. And then, of course, MSTR. So everything above this. So MSTY, MS2, And of course, the leveraged funds did beat MSTR. IMST did not. MTYY did not. And Winter, of course, did not, obviously. I can look at the Palantir funds real quick, too. Everything went down, but the winner was PLYY. Because, again, on the down days, the grounded shares are typically going to do better than some of these other funds. But, yeah, and PLTW actually not too bad. But, yeah, the idea is I could put the Robinhood funds, the Palantir funds, just a quick comparison if you guys want to see that when I do this coverage. But feel free to, leave some feedback. Let me know. I don't know what you guys want to see anymore. There's a lot of changes going on, a lot of funds coming out. But let's get to the trades. So I'm not going to cover every freaking trade. I'm just going to cover whatever the hell I want, right? Sound good? All right, anyway. There's Biggie. Look at it. Look at Biggie. Biggie. I mean, it has the best ticker ever, Biggie. If you don't like Biggie Smalls, I mean, what the hell? All right, let's go. Berk C, Chippity Doodah. What we got here? What we got? Coney. All right, we'll do Coney because we all have cone heads. Don't lie. You do have a cone head. All right, buy call, sell put. All right, adding to their synthetic 300. Woo, look at the stock price, 319. So obviously, yeah, they're going to pay a little more to get into that position. But obviously, yeah, they'll track it 1-to-1 with, with that and all. And then 11/14s, you'll see expiration date. That's not this Friday. That is next Friday. So they're opening some trades into the following week. You can see the strike prices here, 330, 3% out of the money, 330, 3% out of the money. Same thing, 330, 330. All right, 332.50, 4% out of the money, 332.50, 4% out of the money there, 3% out of the money there. 4.92% out of the money. It looks like they're opening most of their trades, if not all of them, for next week. 332.50, 337.50. Here we go, 5.7% out of the money. Man, Coney Fund Manager was a busy boy yesterday. Oh boy. All right, we got a 330, 3% out of the money, 332.50. Oh, wow, okay. I mean, overall, they actually had a net profit, net income, realized income of 6.9 million. So congratulations. That was the broken cone head noise. All right. We got all kinds of cone head noises here. All right. Circo. Do you guys own this one? I know this is a complete degen play, but it is very high yielder for sure. Phoebe, nah. Let's keep going. Who else we got? LFGY. Yeah, forget about it. Misty. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Sell call, buy to close call. All right. What are they doing? They're closing some calls. $1.07. All right. It was at 270. Stock price 255. So no problem there. Buy to close here. 92 cents. I feel like I need to make the buy to close its own color as well. Because actually, you know what the problem is? Wait, did I? No, yeah, no. Okay, never mind. I'm just thinking to myself here. Because what do? We do text contains. I got to do the thing buy to close, right? Is that not coming up? Maybe I don't need the quotes. There you go. What color are we doing this? Blue. Buy to close should be red, blue. Red, we're closing. Yeah, sure, why not? All right. Where's the other? Do I have? Where's the put? Do I see any purple? Oh, okay. I do have purple. Okay, good. Don't mind me. I'm just talking to myself. So, all right. So the buy to close is going forward. They will be red, but the puts will be purple. Again, we need something to look at here. It's a little confusing up in her. All right. So they're closing some trades. Voila. They're winning. 267.50. Yeah, they're winning trades because again, the red day was disaster. So we didn't recover, too much. And then they're selling calls here all for next week. 11/14s. We can see the strikes over here. 270, 250 is the going trend here. 6% out of the money. We'll look at that in the holdings though. But buy to close 43 cents. All right, chump change. So obviously, again, overall, you can see on based on what they paid to close, they profited the majority of the premium on, you know, that they got, you know, for last week or whenever they opened it. And then here's a purple alert: buy to close put, sell call. All right, so they close what, the 330 strike. Obviously the gold digger is here. She got 20.6 mil. So she took our money. She took our money. Yep, nothing we can do there. 20.6 mil. Gone. Gone. Girl. Gone. Baby girl. She's gone. All right. About to close. 42 cents, 41 cents. More purple alert. All right. We're closing out of what, the 270. All right. Oh, I mean, a lot. There's so many damn trades. Thank goodness I'm not doing the detailed trades. I'd be freaking going nuts. Yesterday I would have went nuts. I would have got home from baseball late and I would have cried like a baby. All right, about to close here. Again, closing out trades. But overall, the gold digger won. We had to pay her out a lot of money. So we had a realized loss of about 12.1 mil up in her. All right, let's keep going here. If you guys have any questions, since we are live, let me know. We got 186 people between X and YouTube. And yeah, at least some feedback. Let's go. Let's go. What are they doing here? Let's see. NVIDIA short sale. They're selling a call into next week. 210 strikes, 7% out of the money. Again, 210s, 207, 207. Kids are off today, so they're going to be nuts. Buy to close here, 210. There's a 210. These are way out of the money. So let's see how much they paid. 15 cents, 11 cents, 17 cents. Again, so, you know, the beauty of, I guess, the downside the other day, even yesterday, I think NVIDIA went down. They profited the majority of their premium from the covered calls, and they closed them early. They closed them on the Wednesday. So again, they open new trades. Typically Wednesdays when they start usually opening the trades for the following week. And, you know, if it is the Tuesday, of course, it depends on the fund too, because some funds, it is worth it to reopen trades within the same week because they have such high implied volatility that they can collect the additional juice. But some are, you know, it's not always worth it. It all depends. All right, let's look at PLTY up in her. I got to get a sip of coffee here. I don't feel like working today, by the way. Shocker. All right. All right, what's PLTY doing? Buy, call, sell, put. All right, so they're adding to the $200 synthetic, which they'll get a credit because, again, look at the price of Palantir. It's at 187. But yeah, we'll see. Selling a call here, 192.50. Again, this expires next week. 2% out of the money. Same thing here, 2% out of the money. And then we got 190, 1% out of the money for next week. Here is where they're closing some of their positions. You could see they're still out of the money. So it cost them, what, 16 cents per share, 14 cents per share, and 16 cents per share. So, you know, again, profiting the majority. Look at the freaking, oh my God, the number of trades. What the hell is going on? Again, we know you could see like 500 at 195 and then 500 at 195 and then like you're thinking to yourself, like, what is happening? What are they doing? But as they've said many times, they use various clearinghouses so they can make the trades over here on some, over there on the other, you know, whoever has the best price. So they are not only scattered-do on the strike prices, they are scattered-do on the clearinghouses or whatever the hell we're calling them nowadays. Why is this misaligned? You know, we don't like that here. We want even stuff. There you go, buddy. All right, bought a close, 20 cents. Yeah, all right. So overall, net realized gain on PLTY about 4.9 mil. There's our boy PP, always hanging out. What's up, PP? And is that it? Yeah, that's pretty much it. We got Salty. Oh my God, SMCY. I feel bad for the SMC suckers. They got an ass whooping yesterday. Look how cheap it is to close their calls. Whew. 3 cents, 2 cents, 4 cents. Oof. Yeah, I mean, is what it is, man. SMCI. It's just the bad news after, you know, just taking. I don't know, man. Hopefully they recover, but They did have a realized gain yesterday. SIMC did of 974 thou. There's our boy Soxy, again, great performer. So if you're okay with a 12% yield, Soxy maybe for you. Hey, there's ULTY. ULTY, a lot of purple alerts there. Winter, yeah, and YBIT. All right. So that's the update on the trades. Now we will head over to the realized, not the realized. We'll go to the realized 4. If I zoom out, I could probably do like a 150 here. Hopefully you guys can still see. So what I do here is I track the trades from Monday the 3rd, Tuesday the 4th, and Wednesday the 5th. And you could see, well, if they didn't have a trade, it's blank. If they did have a trade and it's a positive amount, this means it's a realized loss. And if it's a negative amount, it's a realized gain. All right. Now, or profit, or whatever you want to call it. And then we have the grand total. So I take the grand total and then I go over here and I figure out, all right, how many, well, outstanding shares, what's their number of outstanding shares, what's their price, and then I take the outstanding shares. Well, I take the income divided by the outstanding shares, and then I calculate the income per share. If it comes out to be a negative value, this shows how much they made so far this week per share. So we'll focus on any of the, the shining stars here. Babo, you can see they made $2.20 per share for this week. So obviously I have the yield over here as if they were going to pay that amount, just to see, like, is this a lot of money? Yes, it is. Because if they paid 220, if Babo paid 220, you would have a 755. Could you just imagine if they just did that one time, just paid out 220 and made it a 700% yield? Just for the publicity, that might even be worth it, right? All right, 99 cents here. Let's see who this is. JPMO. I mean, that's great for them. If they actually paid that, yeah, 300% yield. Whew. Again, it's not happening. I'm just saying that's what it comes to. NVIDIA, not bad, 168 per share. PLTY, 574. PLTY, they always perform. Solid fund. PLTY and HOOY, by far, best funds, best underlines, really. At this point, their underlyings have been kicking ass. Now we go here. Winter, actually, well, not bad. Winter, they made $1.03. So again, we got 2 more days in the week. So what do? Right? We track the 2 more days, and then we calculate the total income per share for the week, and that's what we use when we do GuesstiMania. All right. Moving on, we go to the distributions. Again, all this does is store the distributions and the yields and all that jazz. And then we go to the holdings, and this is where we kind of just track some of the funds holdings, their current positions. I did I do Tesla? I did set up Tesla. All right. I didn't have it in the header. I have Misty. I don't know what you guys want to see anymore. But I'll do Tesla. They have a synthetic 450. All right, and 470. Tesla sits at 462, so kind of right in the middle. And this synthetic expires on January 16th. So honestly, we don't really give a damn about that. Just let it be. Let it be. Let it be. All right, and then they're selling calls here. 4 calls. They all expire Friday, which is tomorrow. Woohoo! Thank goodness. One's in the money, and the other 3 are out of the money. One's barely out of the money. The other 2 are about 1% out of the money. But we'll see how it goes, man. We'll see. We could look at the pre-market too. Let's go over here. What are we pulling up? Tesla. Tesla is up 0.52% in the pre-market. So, yeah, we'll see how those covered calls, perform. Again, they do have credit call spreads usually. Assets under management, it's still at $1.2 billion fund. And the NAV sits at 845. Closing trade price was 860, but again, today is ex-dividend date, so you're going to see the drop there of 15 cents, which, again, I don't know if that's the exact penny that they paid. Probably not, but it's at or around there. Synthetic contracts total about 28,000, and they're doing covered calls, credit call spread, the whole shebang. The synthetic is worth about 13.9 mil, and that comes to 9 cents per share. All right. Good, great. Let's move on to the right. Yeah, I'm not doing it video. If you guys want me to do a video, you gotta let me know. Who else we got? Who else? I got we'll do Misty. Let's do Misty next. All right, here's Misty. All right, I need more coffee. Okay, Misty. Oh, Misty. What a journey it's been. You know, launch at 20, go to 40, back to 20, back to 40, and here we are. Where are they at? $10. Man, what a roller coaster. But anyway, let's look at their synthetic positions. They got a 270, they got a 255, another 270, and a 300. Yeah. The only one that's worth anything, maybe, is the 255 because that's at the money. But the other ones are, as we say, gold digger. Because look at this. She take my money when I'm in need. Yeah. 200 mil right there. $200 million. The lady wants it. All right. But if MSTR recovers by January 16th, again, we got November, we got December. Let's go. Christmas money. Throw it in the Bitcoin. Let's see pre-market on MSTR. See what we're doing. See what we doing over here. Yeah, we doing nothing. We're in the red. We're down 0.78%. So yeah, that's not really going to help us. But yeah, the gold diggers are there. Oh yeah. Ooh, yeah. All right. Anyway, what do we got going on here? They're selling cover calls. These are the ones that expire this week. 3, 4, 5% out of the money. 3, 4, and 5% out of the money. All right. Now, is that good? I mean, it's a right. Whatever, man. Again, you've seen the stock goes down. Of course, you don't want the stock to go down. But again, since they're selling covered calls, obviously, you know, they're going to probably profit most of the premium that they got when they sold the positions. So the ones for this week look okay. Next week, we don't really care about right now, but they are already scattered to do 265 all the way up to 275. I mean, we'll see, man. MSTR has been a shit show all year. It's been annoying. Bitcoin's been crap. But it gives you opportunity if you wanted to buy, average down. I know we're over the dip. Buy the dip. Yeah, shut up. We bought the dip. We bought the damn dip. Enough of the dip. Dippity freaking do that. Right? I know it's annoying, you know. But we got Doc here, member for 13 months. Congratulations. And thank you, by the way. Thank you. Thank you very much. He said, no singing, please. The MSTR Bitcoin roller coaster is that. That it is. That it is. All right. So what do we got going here? The assets under management. Misty is under 3 billion. It sits at 2.7 bill. The NAV is 1019. And you can see the trade price gap, obviously around 18 cents. You know, again, I think they declared around 16, 17 cents. So that makes sense. Synthetic contracts total about 109,000. They're selling calls on only half of the position. So call this MS2 for today. They're doing credit call spreads on 56% of that 48%. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see. Again, we need some freaking green, man. Right? Green. Maybe that'll work if we scream. All right. That's the update on Misty. Let's go to HOOY. All right. Can I do that, Doc? Is that all right? HOOY. All right, so let's see. Synthetic position on HOOY. We got a 145. And Robinhood sits at 142. All right, not quite a gold digger. So it's all right. This expiration is actually right before Christmas, 12/19. So we will have to stay tuned for that, Chico. All right, what are they doing for cover calls? They got, what, 11/7s. Everything expires tomorrow. They got a 150 to 160, all out of the money. 5, 10, and 12% out of the money. Is Robinhood moving its ass, or is it sitting put? You know, it's been a little blah lately. Yeah, it's down. It's red. It's down 0.81%. All right. So again, covered calls. It's Thursday. Again, typically Thursday, Friday, they begin to close out the positions, especially if they're in, you know, nice profit. Right now, you can see the cost, 286, 121. So they'll probably close some of these early and then roll them into next week and see how that goes. Assets under management of HOOY, a surprising 253 mil. The NAV, look at this, $65. The closing trade price, 66.75. dollar difference again. Today's ex-dividend date. That's why. Synthetic contracts total 17,000, but they're doing the whole credit call spread shebang on the whole thing. All right. And what do we got here? We got synthetic value is a negative. So yeah, no need to get excited there. All right. Now that's the update on HOOY. Now we'll do PLTY and then we'll do ULTY. PLTY. PLTY. All right. Let's go. They got 200 synthetics. One expires this month. One expires in January. Palantir sits at 187. But again, they did a little dump after earnings because, I don't know, because they did beat earnings. But again, it's just a reason. People need reason to sell off lately. This thing has been blowing up and blowing up and blowing up. But everyone says it's, overvalued and this and that, but whatever. It's at 187, and we got a one strike price that expires tomorrow at 195, 3% out of the money. Is it safe? I don't freaking know. Palantir looks red in the pre-market too. Everything in Roddy is red, especially ELF. ELF is getting a dump. Oh, Palantir is up in the pre-market. It's up 0.35%. So yippee! And then they're selling calls 1, 2, and 3% out of the money for next week, but they do got the credit call spreads. Okay, we got the credit call spreads. All right, let's look at the AUM, or the assets under management, 658 mil. This thing is going to be a bill. All right, a bill. All right, so the NAV 60. Ooh, down. Why is it down? Well, it paid a distribution. Today's ex-dividend date. And synthetic contracts. Ooh, did I do the math here? Let's see. Yeah, I did 35,000 synthetic contracts. Covered calls. Let's see. 3,500 plus these sucker. Wow. Okay. So they're not doing covered calls on their full position. 66% covered calls. So 34% uncappity doodah, which means we move 1-to-1 with that percent. Does that make sense? Hello? Are you there? Huh? Anyone here? All right. So that's PLTY. And last but not least is we do the freaking ULTY. The ULTY, which again, I don't know where it is. I know scrolling like this is annoying, but who cares? And there's our boy, ULTY, ULTY. All right. So size of ULTY, 2.2 bill. What else? Average IV, 94%. Okay, but we want to see what they hold, right? They hold the same old, same old. Anything new? Hopefully they don't have ELF, right? Oof. Only I am the moron with ELF. Let's see. Bitmine, Coinbase, Hims and Hers, Palantir. Look at that. Rigetti, 131% IV. I love it. Symbiotic, what the hell is that? 118%. Cypher, Galaxy Digital. Iron, this thing has been nuts lately. It's like the only thing I see green. Oracle, 46%. That's it. Netflix, 30%. What a weak sauce. What a weak sauce. Nerdy ass quantum computing. All right, Rocket Lab, SoFi. Hell yeah. Low IV though. Symbiotic, 118. All right, average IV, 94%. So, overall average IV is pretty good. I didn't really look at the, what are the largest holdings? Coinbase, CoreWeave, NewScale, Robinhood, Rocket Lab. Who else? Anyone else? Cash, of course. Cash is king, baby. And then you got everything else. But again, I'm not going to go through the trades. Of course, ETF Inspector does that on a daily. So if you want the ULTY detailed trades, you have to go to his channel and then say hi. So again, the ULTY, if you're wondering, they own the underlying. You can see. And then they pretty much do options. They do all kinds of options. They sell calls, right? They buy puts. They sell puts. They do everything. They could do whatever the hell they want because the prospectus allows them to. And that's the beauty. That is the beauty behind it. I know people complain, oh, this fund sucks. Oh, no, this fund sucks. That fund sucks. I mean, every fund has a purpose. Every fund has a strategy. So It's not that the fund sucks. Maybe the strategy sucks to you. So if you don't like the strategy, or if you don't like the underlying, then get the hell out of it, right? If you don't like ULTY, then don't buy it. You don't like Tesla, don't buy it. You don't like MSTY, don't buy it. All right? Get the hell out of it. You know, don't wait until you get the freaking house money, which again, what is the point of buying something? Again, buying these funds, the high yield funds in particular, waiting till they pay your money back and then selling it. I don't understand the purpose of that. I really don't. There is no purpose to that. If it makes you feel better, okay, I get it. You got the mental part of it. But again, if you're just not happy with the fund, you'll feel much better getting out of it sooner than later. So, you know, everyone at this point, unless you're new, you pretty much understand how all of these funds work, right? They all have a strategy. They all do their thing. Again, we just talked about the target 12. So their job is to pay you 12%. If they make 24%, guess what? That stays in the capital. All right. If you're a capital kind of guy, then you buy that one. Or you buy something that pays 4%. You know, there's other funds that pay even less. But I don't know. Sorry for the mini rant there. Let's go to GuesstiMania though. Because again, they did declare yesterday. Let's cover the high yielders because we do like high yielders. Again, this is as of the current price. So whatever you saw is for the distribution rate, like on the email, you know, that's going to be subject to change based on the current price. So based on the current price, shockingly not, SIMSI is number one. Because why? Because SIMSI dropped, because SMCI dropped. So if they drop in share price, and I'm calculating the latest distribution based on the current share price, of course they're going to show a higher yield because the share price sucks because it tanked, right? It's freaking down. You know, it's down. Which again, it's brutal. Actually, I gotta update what is last Friday's date? Last Friday was Happy Halloween. How do I freaking not know that? All right, so let's plug that in here. 10/31/25. All right, so if I go over here, you could see on SMCI 10/31, it was 14.89. As of yesterday's close, 12.43. So again, 16% drop. It's rough, man. That is freaking rough. That is rough. But again, this has individual underlying risk. So not only do you have the risk of SMCI, but now on top of that, you're doing covered calls, you know, so double, all kinds of risk. But anyway, that's why they had the highest yield, because they did drop in share price. Up number two is Winter, 115%. Circo, like I said, this is a high yielder, 109%. NVIDIA, 102%. Oh yeah, because NVIDIA did go down yesterday. PLTY, 101. AMZ, what in the hell? How in the hell is that? I don't even believe it. 29 cents. Did they really declare 29 cents? Hey, I could have screwed up this this crap. Very, very possible. I'm good at that. So where is if I can find the freaking email. Let's see where AMZ is. AMZ 20. Yeah, oh my god, yeah. Wow, I didn't catch that. Congratulations, but good job for AMZ. Wow. Maro, I'm sorry, 99. What? GUI? No. All right, now we're in bizarro world right now. Holy crap. And we go the lowest yielder, Berkshire. But some people like Berkshire, right? But all right, so that's the update, a quick update on GuesstiMania. So welcome to GuesstiMania. Again, if you give a damn, no one probably gives a crap, but I can sort it by guesstimate accuracy, right? And you can see I was way off on GUI. I was way off on AMZ, way off on NVIDIA, way off on a lot of these. Let's see who I was close on. I almost got Sivney to the penny, if that matters. AIYY to the penny. And then I was certainly way off on AMDY. Wow. Way off. All right, now let's go over a house money party. Again, Again, not like it matters. It's just for fun. So you can see how much it has paid from inception. MSTY has paid you back, 2 times over. NVIDIA's almost there. Coney's almost there. PLTY 115%. XYZY 98%. So they're up next. Again, so if you own these funds and you just keep it, you don't do anything, and you just collect the cash, this is essentially, if you bought it at inception, how much of your original investment that you got back. All right. Take that information for what it's worth, do or don't. I was also told that the information I did on the percent from the low was helpful. So I'll do that one more time if it helps you guys. So basically what I do here, if I go like this, so the underlying, right? You have underlying price. So here's Dre. Dr. Dre said, nothing, you idiot. Dr. Dre, Dr. My basement. All right. So the current price of Dr. Dre, DraftKings, is $27.92. The 52-week low is $27.89. Look at that. It's at the freaking lows. Look at the 52-week high, $53.61. So basically, we just do a calculation that says, all right, how far away from the low are we? I know this means nothing. Like when you think of valuing a stock, we don't do that here. We're just numbers. All right. These are just numbers. All right. So they're essentially at their 52-week low. And you may consider that a discount, or you may say this is a sinking ship, right? I don't know. That's up to you. I'm just telling you, DraftKings is near the 52-week low. Whether or not that's a discount, right? Maybe that would make you want to buy Dr. Dre, right? So I don't know. Up next, Murny. However, most of you know Murny is always at the 52-week low. Moderna is always at the 52-week low. So I'm got nothing good to say about them. Same thing with AI, C3 AI. I got nothing good to say about them. MSTR, don't get me started with them, but whatever. Again, Bitcoin, we got to just keep saying it. We're due. Yeah, we're due. Whatever. Winter. All right, whatever. A GME. Yeah, diamond hands, right? Circle. I don't know. I don't know enough about Circle. PayPal. 32%. It's not that close to the low, but it's better than some of these others. Again, most of them are 50% or higher. If you go all the way down, let's see who's at the high. Oh, whoopsie. Where'd it go? So Google is almost basically at a 52-week high. So is JP Morgan, AMD, to give you guys an idea of what, if you consider that like a discount or not. All right. I don't know. Does that help you guys? Let me know in the comments down below. All right. We are about 43 minutes in, right? 43 minutes in. We did a lot. So now we could just do whatever. I'll play some music, go through some comments. Let me hit the music into space. Yeah, that sounds all right for me right now. 25 is always the level. There you go. I moved the buttons. See that? I did that. All right. Anyway, let's catch up on the comments. Oh, all right. So ST, yeah, ST, it was up yesterday. I think it's up in the pre-market today. Still own some shares. I did not sell calls in my, look at that. I love it. 154. So I have 800 shares. I also sold 2 more puts. So yeah, I'm not out of this. I'm still playing around. I'm also playing with NAC. How's NAC doing? NAC's red. Right, whatever. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, you guys know about ELF, right? ELF is in my Roddy fund, and they're down 24% after they were down in the after hours. In the pre-market, they're showing down 24%. Because of their forecast, right? Mainly because of the tariffs and this and that. So we'll see how this goes today. I was looking at, what do they got? The forecast here. They're showing a strong buy, price target 143. So yeah, analyst ratings, you click that. Pretty much 15 analysts, and most of them have buys. All right. Some of them have holds. I don't see any sells. I was looking up this company, and it's kind of impressive. You know, their revenue growth is insane. So of course, now that I'm trading or individual stocks, I have to, you know, I try to do indexes so I don't have to do this stuff. But again, it is fun sometimes. Sometimes. All right, let's see what the comments say. Yes, you are in the right spot. YieldMax Anonymous. That's us. Yeah, ETF Inspector and I feeling the YouTube struggle lately. YouTube is, I don't know. Could be related to our channels. Could be related to YieldMax coverage. But the views are down. The views are down. All right. I own 800 shares. Have calls. Oh, you sold calls already on AST Wolf. What strike did you use? All right, Doc, playing with AST. No, I'm still doing it. I said I was out. I'm not out. I can't help myself. I'm trading AST. I'm trading NAC. Those are going to be a little degen money makers for me. Especially as I dig myself out of the ELF hole. But you know, I'm gonna have to come up with a strategy today. I have a synthetic expiring in January, with a 125 strike price, obviously well underwater. But what I can do is I can add to that synthetic position, and yeah, I could average that. I don't know. I got a lot of options here, or I could just sell calls on my current position, make what I can, and get the hell out. You know, there's many choices. All right. Oh, okay. 2 and 250. You're good then. What's your expiration date though? Reza Ramon. All right. Pay the piper. He might be a bigger wrestling fan than me. But I do Reza Ramon almost every video. You know. Let's stay tuned for that, Chico. But he was actually definitely one of my favorites. His story on DDP was definitely the best. That he got better, but unfortunately, the damage over the years was just too much. Stay healthy, my friends. How do you see the future of YieldMax in its current form? Well, it depends. I mean, what fund are we talking about here? Again, YieldMax, they have more than just MSTY. They have more than just ULTY. So we can't just say YieldMax as like it's its own fund, right? Unless they go public, then we could buy them, right? And then imagine the IV on that. Woo-wee! They should go public. That'd be fun. Elf hole, yeah. Elf on a freaking shelf. All right. You agree about Reza Ramon? Guy was freaking jacked back in the day. Oh my goodness. But 6'8", just huge. But then he stands next to Kevin Nash and he looks small. But yeah, man. Yeah. Good wrestler there. All right, what else? We got any questions? Today's, again, Thursday, November 6th, it's 6:50 a.m. 2 more trading days, 2 more work days. Is the market closed Tuesday? I don't even know. But I'm going live on YouTube Monday morning. Hope you guys can join me. I'll be live at the open with some friends. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. Let's see. They have a lot of bad funds. Again, bad funds or bad underlyings or bad strategies. We have to be more particular with our wording here, right? All right. Let's see. Let's hope. Yes, I hope MSTR common rips eventually. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Maybe. Depends who it's with, right? And then I can throw the toothpick at them at the end. But I could do the intro. Hey, yo. Did y'all come here to see Roundhill? Boo! Or did y'all come here to see YieldMax? That didn't quite work, you know? But you get what I'm saying. All right. So I think let's close out here. What else we got? As always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and this video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, come back tomorrow. Tomorrow's actually Friday. Tomorrow's the Granite Shares update. So if you want a little variety, stay tuned for some Granite Shares. When I say Granite Shares, I mean Yield Boost, of course. They're Yield Boost funds. But we'll do an update on them. And then, and then Saturday will either be YieldMax or it's probably going to be Roddy. I'm going to have to give you a Roddy update after I try to fix my ELF position. I'm not sure what's going on upstairs, but I'm going to have to, I guess, turn off the live. But if you guys enjoy this content, please hit the like button. If you have questions, leave them down below. Outside of that, I need a quick keyword. Do we have a quick keyword? Anyone? Quick keyword, go. Go. How about ELF pain? There you go, ELF pain. I need to ELF something. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you got to say the keyword. Keyword today is ELF pain, bloody ELF, ELF crap, ELF shit, ELF discount, whatever you want to call it, ELF whatever. All right, I'll leave that up to you. Obviously, I don't think you guys can hear me now because of the freaking vacuum. But yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow, Chico. I'm out of here. Have a good day. Later.